Hi, my name is Amir. Just a quick video on testing the garage door safety reversal system by putting your hand on the garage door while it's opening or if it's not closing due to resistance to sticking or binding. Sticking or binding. I'm going to show you doing a reversal test onto this LiftMaster Model 2220 screw drive half horsepower opener. Gotta get the remote out of the car. There's the remote clicker. Hit your clicker remote and pull onto the garage door while it's opening. It's not supposed to resist too much because the force settings onto the top of the garage door opener are in the lighter position for a balanced door. Not supposed to be up maximum, can resist too much force. And you should have it in the lower position for the up position. Up force should be lower position to allow the garage door. If you have a broken spring right here, if the spring is busted and your door is heavy, it will not open. Or if your door is balanced, and you should have it in a lighter position in case if you have storage racks right here installed to an overhang by your garage door while it's opening, if something's not right with your storage being hanging down next to a car, you don't want that. You don't want it to hit boxes or hitting the storage to prevent this storage rack from breaking off the ceiling and falling into your car, damaging your car. Let's try it. I put my hand on the door so the garage door stops. That's good that the force controls are in the lower position in case you ever have a broken spring. If you have to stick on your rollers, get those fixed. And now let's test the garage door downforce. Should not be set too high. If it's in a lower position, put your hand onto the garage door. It should not be resisting too much force. If it does go back up, and that's good for safety features. If your safety eyes down there fails to obstruct while the door is closing on someone, because their safety eyes built there to actually stop the garage door from closing, and the lights will blink 10 times on your motor. If your garage door opener light does not blink, and if your garage door does it by itself without obstruction, and if there's nothing obstructing your safety eyes, if there was obstruction of your safety eyes, if I block the beam on the garage door opener, then the light's gonna blink 10 times. But if your force controls are the problem, means the light won't blink and it will just go back up due to binding to your garage door panels right here. That actually, if it's binding in the metal, like beveling, because your door panel is damaged, gonna have to be replaced. Or you can actually do a temporary repair by screwing a small piece of wood. Makes it fully level so it doesn't buckle. And now let's test the safety eyes, because there's safety sensors down there to obstruct the garage door from closing, and goes back up and the lights will blink 10 times. Now you just see a light blink 10 times. So that tells us an obstruction with your safety eyes. And if the lights does not flash, that means force control. If you have a problem with your garage door, it's not just only think it's your problem with your garage door opener, it's the door having the problem. It can be a big issue, like garage door with binding, with the panels like bubbling down, like it's trying to close, but it's just pushing it back up. That's a good feature to have force controls in the lower position. With the downforce, not too high. If you have it too high, it's going to resist too much force, and it can happen. It can actually cause problems with your garage door in the future, breaking, and then start to force it too much, and then boom, it'll pop this panel and will make a loud binding noise. So you don't want that. And you should do a reversal test to see if it's actually working in case if this happens to your family, getting injured by a moving door. If you were outside in the garage door wall, it's about to close. If the safety eyes don't see any obstruction, then check it. The safety eye is down there by obstructing it to see if it actually reverses. If the safety eyes are not working, if there's no lights on them, then the light will blink 10 times and your garage door will not close. If you try pressing with your remote clicker, but it actually will not, it'll just refuse not to, and the light will blink 10 times. Just hold the wall button, override the system to get the door down if you actually have obstruction with the safety eyes. If your safety eyes still work and you try to fix it later, Or if you're not sure, pull the emergency release rope to get the door down. If your door is balanced, please have a balanced door. If unbalanced door, like most garage doors, could be very heavy due to insulation on the door, you should not be pulling this release rope while it's in the up position. If you did a balance test before, you actually could pull this release rope by holding onto the door arm and get the door. I'll show you. You just have to hold this door arm and you're able to pull the door down manually. And then when your garage door opener is fixed, you see the inner slide, that's where you disengage your opener. And pull the trolley back, pull it horizontal position, and then press your remote clicker to get the garage door inner slide to the down position. It'll snap into place. It means it's in engaged mode, but you actually got it into neutral. It means you actually can move the door manually, but my springs were replaced about 1 week ago with the professionals because I had a broken spring that the door would not open, and then the garage door will still work. And you can see the inner slide's moving down. It's going to re-engage, and then your opener works again. And that's how you test your garage door force settings to make sure they're in the lower position. If it's set too high, literally that's potentially dangerous. You should not be putting them too high. Literally due to a double wide door, if it actually will resist too much force, like the door will just continuously go down on someone and can crush someone on line of fire, being dangerous if your springs do not work. If your springs are broken, if you open the garage door with a broken spring, then your garage door will not open, which I actually pulled on the door panel. It actually resists a little, which that's okay, because literally it should resist a little force, because if you have a heavy door and it's very heavy for the door to lift with the opener, it's gonna actually stop about 2 inches. So literally, do not run away with a broken spring, and do not increase your force control thinking the motor is the problem. It's your door having the problem. Could literally be your problem with your garage door opener. If you're not sure, pull the release rope, run the garage door opener so you're able to see the inner slide going fully up. If it is going fully up, that's the force control. But that's the problem with your garage door. You have to do a balance test. If your springs do not work, if it's broken, and it's like so heavy. Like I remember back in 2017, the spring broke. So literally this door was heavy. We had to run it a few times with a broken spring, which you should not be doing. Because I don't know why my parents had to be, they don't even care about broken springs, because they literally think this motor is not designed to be powerful enough to lift the garage door. So literally, do not run away with a broken spring, because you're gonna put massive damage to your garage door motor, and then you're gonna make more problems. Because literally, don't just think a broken spring is working fine. It's not gonna work fine. Literally, your spring is busted means losing garage door tension, and your door cables could be out of sync, literally, but they're not gonna get crooked with the door because the cables are still intact. You should know that. If you have a broken spring, don't run away with a broken spring. Literally, that could damage it damaged this motor. So literally, I was thinking about it for a second. We're gonna have to get a new garage door opener. I think it's broken. I think it's the motor inside that's broken, but apparently not. It turns out when I bring my ladder and I'm trying to look up to the garage door opener to figure out what the problem is, and I see that the coupler was busted. It's cracked. It was making that grinding noise when the door was trying to pull the door, because this door is ridiculously heavy. It never been balanced. 2017, it was the right springs, but literally I was apparently thinking that this garage door should have the right springs, not the incorrect spring causing this door to not stay up and make the door come crashing down potentially. Could hurt someone if they're trying to use the door manually, or if you didn't have a garage door opener installed. Literally, there's torsion springs there to balance the garage door. Don't just think if you have a broken spring, if you see it, call a professional. You know what it's gonna do? Damage your garage door opener. This garage door opener, it's been about 3 years ago. It should have been dead back in 2017, because literally, this was actually so strong to pull this door up. But don't run away with a broken spring. Literally, I heard my motor, it sounded like it's gonna break. So literally, I expected it. Literally, 3 years ago, it actually worked all this time, but literally, it broke. So literally, I had to replace the garage door opener screw drive coupler, and it just messed, it made garage door opener inner slide out of whack, and it hit it over too far. Literally, it was trying to pull the door up, but when I disengaged the release rope, I heard it like boom, 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 and then it started making a clear noise. So literally, it was making a clunky noise. And that was the inner slide right here. That's the trolley. You disengage the garage opener. I thought would be the problem with it. It wasn't. So literally, it was the motor coupler up there that was broken. So literally, due to unbalanced doors, this is what's going to happen when you call a professional, and they're going to tell you they're not going to replace your garage opener because they don't make this anymore with LiftMaster garage openers. They're not hard to find, these parts for garage opener, but they are really for nowadays. They discontinued this motor. Literally, this opener never been new because this was released in 1993 with an old existing 100 SDR motor. Like literally, they copied the same exact rail and trolley from the 1993 version and the newer model for this. Because literally, this is not new. This is the old motor that randomly has a lot of problems when homeowners have these. Literally, these openers are so expensive. They're not cheap because it's not end of the world. It's literally, it's a problem is it's so expensive. It's not, if you don't have enough money for replacing this unit, which I don't know how much it costs for that unless I was gonna buy this opener if I was in this house, but literally I did not install this garage opener. Literally, these openers are expensive. Back in 2000 when they released this garage opener. If this garage opener was at my age, it's by Reman's Childhood Opener. So I had to do some adjustments with the up limit. And the down limit. It appears that I fully aligned it, the coupler, the spline shaft to spin it to get the door trolley fully down. So you have to get in the right position. So it was fully closing, but not fully opening. So literally I had to adjust up limit travel. If that did not work, that means you're gonna have to take apart your opener, realign the garage opener coupler. You should get the garage door spline shaft to the up position so you're able to get it to spin it to get it to the full up position, back off the top limit. But don't have your door engaged because literally, you don't want this garage opener. If there's something going wrong with your garage opener traveling over too far, it could hit the opener. You don't want that. So literally, you have to have your door disengaged. If you see it going too far, stop it. But literally, do not go continuously. If you didn't stop it, it's actually going to stop it if it goes too far. But literally, you don't want to damage your opener. You're going to whack. It's going to be out of whack. Literally, get to my garage opener. Literally, my parents thinking that the garage door spring, and they said, oh, it's totally okay. There's nothing wrong with it. There is something wrong with it. I know what stuff with garage door moving parts. Literally, springs are broken. Can cause your garage door not to balance properly, which I heard. I know all the stuff. I'm not so dumb like I think I'm up to thinking to be smarter to run a broken spring. No, I do not run over a broken spring unless I have a new apartment or a new house with a garage. Literally, if I see a broken spring, I call a professional. I'm not doing this myself. Those springs are too dangerous. I could potentially get hurt by these things because literally some idiots should not be doing the spring. It's very dangerous. Or they should not be running with a broken spring. If you hear a motor sound like that, please stop it. Because literally you have force controls in your motor that can stop the door from opening. Literally you should have a balanced door because it's very important. So the garage opener is not designed to lift the heavy weight of the garage door opener. Openers are not designed to lift a heavy weight unless you have a 3/4 horse opener for a 750-pound door. Should be having 4 springs to balance. You have to do a balance test before installing this opener. If you don't, if your door's heavy, it can have problems with your garage opener. Your part's going to wear out and break again. Replacing this a few times is not worth it. You got to know that. Please have a balanced door. Make sure you do a balance test. If you don't, something can go wrong with your garage opener. It could destroy your garage door opener. It can actually damage your reinforcement with pulling the door. If you don't have a brace in the top, you see, next to the rollers, you should know that is the part of it. You should not be removing that because that's the part of reinforcement to pull the door up with the door arm because garage opener could be aggressive. To pull the door up with a heavy door could damage your reinforcement, denting your garage door, and you have to replace that garage door panel. It would be so expensive to replace this whole entire door with a $700 door to be replaced, which you're going to have to check for sticking or binding, but there's no binding, no sticking, but literally the technician lubed up the rollers and hinges. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.